Chapter 1. The Garden of Peace. At the edge of a quiet village, surrounded by soft hills and gentle breezes, stood a garden that everyone knew but rarely understood. It wasn't just a garden of flowers. It was a place where tired people came to breathe, where children learned to slow down, and where the world seemed to whisper, "It's okay. You are safe here." This place was known as the Garden of Peace. The one who cared for it day after day, year after year, was an old gardener named Raymond. His back was slightly bent from years of tending to plants, his hair white like cotton, and his smile warm enough to melt even the hardest worries. Raymond never hurried. He moved gently, spoke softly, and listened deeply. People said that even the flowers listened to him. Some believed the garden grew so beautifully because Raymond didn't just water the plants, he loved them. Every evening, when the sky turned purple and the sun dipped behind the hills, Raymond lit a small lantern. He walked slowly through the pathways, checking each flower, touching each leaf as if greeting an old friend. The lantern had a soft amber glow, not bright, not harsh, just enough to make the darkness feel friendly. It wasn't just a tool for him. It was a companion. The villagers often wondered why he carried the lantern even on nights, when the moon was full and bright. But no one asked. Some things are too tender to question. Raymond lived alone in a small cottage near the garden. No wife, no children, at least, not anymore. He had once had a son. His name had been Ayan, but life, with all its beauty and cruelty, had taken Ayan away long ago. And so, Raymond healed others through the garden, because nature had healed him. Chapter 2. A boy who felt lost. One cool evening, as Raymond trimmed the dry ends of a jasmine bush, he heard the softest sound, a sniffle, like someone trying not to cry. He lifted the lantern. There, sitting on a stone bench under the old neem tree, was a small boy. His knees were pulled to his chest, and his face was buried in his arms. His shoulders trembled as he tried to hide his tears. Raymond walked to him slowly, not wanting to startle him. "My child," he said softly. "The garden listens, but it does not speak. Tell me what troubles your heart." The boy lifted his face, eyes red and swollen. His name was Hadi, around 10 years old, with messy hair and shoes covered in dust. "I failed my math exam," he whispered. "Everyone is upset. My dad says I don't try hard enough. My teacher says I don't focus. My friends say I'm slow. Maybe they're right." Tears slipped down again. "Maybe I'm just nothing." The garden, usually filled with gentle sounds, seemed to fall silent. Raymond sat beside him. He didn't speak right away. Silence can heal when used with love. Finally, he said, "Hadi, when you plant a seed, does it become a tree overnight?" The boy blinked. "No." "Do you scold the seed for not growing fast enough?" Hadi shook his head. "Why not?" Raymond asked. "Because it's small," Hadi said. "It needs time." Raymond nodded gently. "So do you?" Hadi looked down at his hands, unsure whether to believe him. And so Raymond stood, lit his lantern brighter, and said, "Walk with me." Chapter 3. Lessons from the Leaves. They walked slowly along the stone path. The lantern cast soft circles of light around them, making the flowers glow like stars that had fallen to the earth. A cool breeze carried the fragrance of night-blooming jasmine. Raymond stopped beside a tiny tree, thin, shaky, held upright with 2 wooden sticks. "This sapling," the gardener said, "was once weaker than a matchstick. People said it wouldn't survive. The wind broke it twice. The summer sun burned its leaves. Some told me to remove it." "But you didn't?" Hadi asked quietly. Raymond smiled. "No, because I saw something others didn't." "What?" "I saw possibility." He placed a hand on the sapling. It didn't grow fast. It didn't grow straight. It needed help, but I believed it had a future. Look at it now, still small, yes, but stronger. Because strength takes time. Hadi nodded, absorbing every word. They walked again, reaching a patch of white lily glowing in the lantern's light. "These lily," Raman said, "were planted by my son." Hadi looked up, eyes gentle now. You had a son." Raman's voice softened, as if speaking through a window of memories. "Yes. His name was Ayan. He loved this garden more than anything. He dreamed of traveling the world and bringing back seeds from every place he visited. He wanted to plant a tree from each country." "What happened to him?" Hadi asked. Raman paused. His eyes glimmered in the lantern's glow. "He fell ill one winter, a very cold winter, and he didn't make it." Hadi lowered his head. "I'm sorry, you do not need to be," Raman said softly. "Grief comes to all of us. It came to me like a storm. For a long time, I stopped living. I did not care for the garden. I did not care for anything. So how did you smile again?" the boy asked. Raman took a deep breath. "One morning, I found a single lily blooming, the first one Ayan had planted. It felt like he was saying, 'I am still here.' Nature reminded me that life continues, that love never leaves. So I promised myself I would spread peace as long as I lived." The boy listened with wide, quiet eyes. "Pain does not mean your story ends," Raman whispered. "It simply means you are learning a new part of it." Chapter 4. The Lantern of Light. Raman and Hadi sat by a small pond. The lantern's light reflected on the surface, shimmering softly. "Do you know why I carry this lantern every night?" Raman asked. Hadi shook his head. "This lantern belonged to Ayan. He used to take it during the evenings to help me in the garden. After I lost him, I could not bear to put it away. So I carried it with me. At first, I carried it because I missed him. But over time, I realized it helped others too." "How?" Raman smiled. "Light, even a small one, makes fear weaker. When people feel lost, they don't need loud advice. They just need a little light." He gently placed the lantern in Hadi's hands. The boy gasped. "But this is yours. It belongs to whoever needs it," Raman said. "And right now, that person is you." Hadi held the lantern close, feeling warmth spread through his chest. "I don't want you to think you are nothing," Raman said softly. "You are a seed, and seeds always grow. Sometimes slowly, sometimes quietly, but always toward the light." Hadi felt tears rise again, but these were different, soft, grateful. Chapter 5. The Years of Blooming. Time passed gently, like the garden's breeze. Days became months. Months became years. Hadi grew older, taller, wiser, more confident. But he never forgot the lessons of the garden. He never forgot the lantern. And he never forgot the old gardener who had believed in him. As he grew, he studied hard not to impress others, but because he started believing he could. He became a teacher in the village, a kind one, patient and gentle. When his students struggled, he did not scold them. He walked with them, listened to them, believed in them, just as Raman had done with him. And every night, Hadi kept the lantern near his window. Its warm glow reminded him of where he began. Chapter 6. Returning home. One peaceful evening, many years later, Hadi walked back to the Garden of Peace. The air smelled the same. The lily still bloomed. The sapling had grown into a strong young tree. But Raman was no longer there. The old gardener had passed away quietly in his sleep months, earlier like a candle gently finishing its flame. Hadi walked to the lily planted by Ayan. He placed the lantern beside them and lit it. The garden glowed softly, as if exhaling a peaceful sigh. "Thank you," Hadi whispered, his voice trembling, for giving light to a boy who thought he was worthless. A breeze flowed through the garden, stirring the leaves. Some say it was the wind. Some say it was a blessing. Some say the garden remembered him. Chapter 7. A Circle of Light. From that night on, Hadi visited the garden often. He took care of the plants, fixed the pathways, watered the flowers, and greeted the visitors. And every evening, he lit the lantern and walked slowly through the garden. just the way Remen once did. People began to say, Hadi doesn't just teach, he heals. His presence feels like peace. Something about him reminds me of Rimen, that Hadi always smiled and said, I'm just a gardener of hearts. Someone taught me well. The lantern glowed softly in his hands, guiding him. And so, the circle of kindness continued. The garden lived on. The peace lived on. The light lived on. Because when someone gives you a little light, you carry it in your heart, and one day you pass it on. Moral of the story: a small act of kindness can grow into a lifetime of peace. Those who believe in you even once can change your whole life. When you feel lost, be gentle with yourself. Seeds grow slowly.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.